Oh, hey there. Thank you. Thanks, Jenny. It's been a minute since I got to be on board here, maybe 30. But yeah, you're joining us here yet again, and series number 3 is coming on here. What a great one we've just saw from Nigma Galaxy. An absolutely dominating performance. We heard your thoughts on this one, but it's time to zone in and focus on what's going to be coming next. You're joining me, Illustrato. Alongside me now on the desk is Jaeger and Quack. I'll go to you, Quack, first. How you feeling, man? It's the first time you're on desk today. First time we're seeing your
I
face.
mean, I've been watching from home, experiencing a little bit of FOMO, fear of missing out. But now I'm here, and it's going to be a big game. I mean, Mad Army, Alter Ego Celeste, we've kind of been talking about this behind the scenes, everything. I think we've been discussing this, but now that we're actually here, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's a little bit tough to call, man. I think we've been thrown a couple of curveballs here and there, and one of the games that were just a shining example of that was just that 13-1 that we saw last time. But let's go ahead and start talking about the upcoming game that we have right now. Jaeger, I'll start with you on this. We got another banger, two of the favorite teams, and the matchup that we've been waiting for, I think, for a very, very long time now. It's been months in the making. Mad Army versus none other than Alter Ego Celeste. So let's take a look at their lineup right here. We'll pull it up for you guys. And Jace, your thoughts on Mad Army?
I mean, the bloody solid, aren't they? They're the only team that have dethroned Alter Ego Celeste in any scenario, in any way of the form, right? They found themselves in a tournament against them. They got some great players there. They got Muffin, Anko, Ginny, Polly, and baby TZ. And you know what? TZ and Ginny have had some amazing performances last week. And I reckon they're going to show up here as well today.
Yeah, just another example of what makes this tournament so interesting. You got these guys, these girls coming in, and not really sure what to expect from them. But as we get a little bit of a better picture of what they can bring to the table, man, they have just been absolutely on fire. Now, on the other side, Quack, we have Alter Ego Celeste, and they have been with us on this journey here in FSL Elite, in just all of the opens for a very long time. They've been number one for the forever. What are your thoughts coming into this one up against Mad Army?
I mean, I think you said it right there. They've been number one forever. Every single FSL Open leading up to this Elite, the very final stage, they have been the champions. But now I think we're starting to see maybe some shifts in terms of the power rankings. I mean, there was that tournament in September, Legion of Valkyries. Mad Army actually did beat them 2-0, and that was actually due to the fact that they were playing on some maps that maybe they weren't too familiar with. I did have a brief discussion with the team, so I asked Alter Ego Celeste, why did you guys lose that one? And they were like, oh, basically it's not really our comfortable maps, and at the same time they were having some ping issues, so it is what it is. It happens. But on the other hand, when you ask someone like Mad Army, why did you guys win? What they said was basically, they had players like Anko, Baby TZ, they were doing so well, but at the same time they were playing on those comfortable maps. So it's a bit of this back and forth, but now, watching them go up to each other, I don't know what these maps are going to be, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, well, speaking of two players who we want to zone in on this one, let's go ahead and take a look. Ginny versus Inari. This battle has been in the making for quite a while. And Inari, literally, JC talked a little bit about this before. Every team has like that one veteran, like Ginny right now in the form of Mad Army, but on the other side, they have just one insane player, just Inari, who came up out of the woodworks and just showed everybody up.
Yeah, absolutely. She's the actual prodigal child. Aneri is the next generation of disgustingly talented players. And you can see the stats there, 310
My
average
God.
combat score. That's disgusting. The average kills are a little bit less than Ginny. Ginny brings a lot of experience to that roster, right? A lot of players have gone through her name, and throughout years and years of playing, Aneri still has, a legacy to be made, and she's already started with these huge stats. So yeah, I'm super excited for Inheri's future. Going into this fight, I mean, I think it's going to be very difficult between these two teams. It's very difficult to decide who you're looking at, right? Mad Army, they're the only team that got a 13-0 win during this entire tournament. Alter Ego Celeste, they struggled even like a little bit in their first game against Arias. It was what, 13-9 on Icebox. And so yeah, it's not like they've been completely stomping everyone, but they have been winning, and that is what matters. But here, between these two teams, they're very evenly played, I reckon.
One thing that is going to be interesting is where we're going to be finding ourselves. Which maps will be in our map pool today here as we take a look at the map select. And Quack, these maps comfortable for like, oh my god, are we seeing this? Bind, Haven, Ascent, Quack, your reactions.
Yeah, I mean, I think we didn't really get to see my face, but it kind of says it all. We haven't seen Bind in like the longest time ever. A lot of the teams have shifted to their favorite maps now, Ascent, maybe Icebox. Bind, it's something that we haven't really seen Alter Ego Celeste lose on yet so far. Every time that they've played this, they win outright, 100% win rate basically across all the FSL opens. Yeah, my God is right. But on the other hand, Man Army, they haven't really lost either, but we haven't really seen them play on Bind as well. So we're kind of going into this one a little bit blind. They've only played it once, or at least recorded statistics. On the other hand, Haven. Now that's going to be interesting because this is, at least statistically, even though Alter Ego Celeste hasn't really lost that one yet, it's their sort of least favorite map. Every chance they get, they usually try to ban it. But now, they prefer to ban Breeze. They prefer to ban Icebox against a team like Mad Army. So, it's kind of that thing where if you ban other maps that you don't really like, you're still going to have to face something like Haven. And let's see how that plays out, because I think it will, if it's at the very least not close, Mad Army might actually just take it.
Well, Jace, how about you here? I'm looking at the maps, and we have a little bit of a good idea about how this is gonna go. I'm surprised that we're even seeing Bind. Most teams would straight up ban this against Alter Ego Celeste, but here we are.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're playing to their strength, right? They were undefeated on Bind. Even the third map, getting on Ascent, they were undefeated there as well. So that really does favor them in terms of if Mad Army can't somehow steal away that first game. I can see this going the way of Alter Ego, but I don't see Alter Ego winning Haven. The reason I see them winning Bind and Ascent is because those maps really complement their playstyle, right? Alter Ego Celeste, when it comes to those close angles, they know how to play together and how to answer for each other, and having a Neri on your back line, it's impossible to refrag onto her because she will just keep taking those kills. So on Ascent, on Bind, that absolutely works. On Haven, you got these big maps. You can't cover every angle, and Neri may get caught off here and there. So that is why if Mad Army, they don't take Bind, or even taking Ascent, I feel like it's so difficult for Mad Army. We saw them be pretty dominant on Ascent in the past. I mean, earlier on in the tournament, they got a 13-2 against Big Scythe on Ascent. That's the one time we saw them play it on Elite. So maybe that gives you a kind of a rough idea of where they stand in this current tournament, but it was against Big Scythe at the very start. It's not completely conclusionary as to what to expect from Mad Army.
Big Scythe, another Indonesian team, maybe? Something like
Maybe. Maybe. But right before we get into the game, I do want to get your predictions real quick. We do have a little bit of time to touch on them. So now that we've seen the maps, now that we're a little bit more informed, I'd like to get your thoughts. What are your predictions for this one? Who's going to take home this victory, and who's going to drop to the lower bracket?
Jace, you go first.
Actually, no, let's not, okay? How about we start with you, Illustrato, mister? Put you on the spot, make people hate you. How about you, Illustrato? What do you expect? Give your predictions based on facts.
Because I'm just doing my job, I am going to have to go ahead and make a prediction. I do think it's going to be an upset. I'm going to make a bold prediction, 2-1 right now. It's going to be Mad Army coming out of this with a victory, and I think that they're going to surprise everybody with what they've got today. All right, Chase, you're up. Come on.
I'm 2-1 for Alter Ego, and I think it's going to be exactly how I said it. First map, Alter. Second map, Mad. And third map, Alter.
All right, Quack.
Just because Jace said that, I'm going to go the opposite as well. I'm with you, Elu. It's going to be Mad Army 2-1 Alter Ego Celeste. And you know what? If Mad Army actually does win this, I want Jace to cosplay Chamber. Let's peer pressure him. Let's get this.
Oh, yeah, I'm all aboard.
This?
I'm sorry. It is written in stone now, Jace. You must cosplay Chamber.
Tweet at Sir Jaeger. Cosplay Chamber.
Everybody get on board on that train, ride that hype train, just so we can grill Jaeger just a little bit more on this. But here we go. Agent Select, we've made our bold predictions, and we have the fighting words to speak for us right now. But the agents will do most of the talking right now, as we can see. have basically this is like the classic alter ego Celeste. They've been playing this lineup here for quite a while now. On the side of alter ego Celeste, we've had this forever. On the other side, can be a different story. Quack, your thoughts on the agents?
A little bit interesting. I mean, again, we're kind of going into this blind. We haven't really seen them play bind for the longest time ever, but of course, Astra plus Viper, that just makes sense. You got the Gravity Well, you got the Snake Bite. It's a match made in heaven. On the other side, though, Mad Army, they've gone for Viper plus Omen. That kind of sticks out to me. It's interesting. You don't really get to combo with a Viper that much, but your teleports, your paranoia, it's actually very, very useful on a map like Bind, just because of the, teleporter and Bind.
Yeah, well, there you had it. You've heard it from us here on the desk, but it's time for us to pass it off to the casters, who are going to deliver you all the action in this upcoming game. And we've been waiting for this all year long. So casters, tell us the story.
Hey, welcome back, Donut. Hello. We're gonna have to tell the story, and I really I'm afraid to turn the page.
Well, it's going to be page number 1 for map number 1. Well, we've done the introductions already, and we would like to see now this game commence in 15 seconds. Again, it's going to be a story, a double controller setup against a double duelist. So let's really see, because AE, they're starting out on attack. It seems like they do have that control over having the Viper and the Astra into play.
Yeah, I think off of that one time that Alter Ego Celeste actually tried out Triple Sentinel, they've actually figured out that they kind of prefer playing it slow and steady. In fact, right now, that is what they're doing. Aneri just chucks the paint shells in, and somehow, along with the Gravity Well, they actually take one player kind of off the roster. So one frag already, and now they're kind of slowly creeping in towards showers, in towards A short they go. And off like that, Muffin's head drops. They've gotten control over U-Haul now, and they just need to take Polly down. If they can do that with an easy trade, they get the site. So Spike planted. It's going to be a tough retake at this point for Mad Army.
It's going to be a 3v5, and at the moment, this is going to be not so successful, as 4 members now of Team AE are still alive and kicking, but at least there's going to be an exchange of shock darts and exchange of utilities, and Ginny will be spotted out by that control, and there's going to be that kill from Anko and a trade by Iceberg. And right now, it's going to be Ginny holding on to this Ghost, getting those kills, but it's going to be Iceberg here to shut this down, and it's going to be Ginny to fall down, and the first point now goes to AE.
I mean, that's just textbook plays from Alter Ego Celeste. I mean, the first initial frags were a little bit magical. You don't really expect it to happen, but just because they've gotten that intel, they know that they can trap her there like that. So instant trades coming in, but once the spike gets planted, once they get control over the site, this is what they are so good at. The trades, the way they play off of each other. If someone falls, instantly you see a refrag happen on the kill feed, and that's why they're actually able to perform that well. Let's see if they can do it again, though. Now that they have the Spectres, it's very likely. But of course, Mad Army, they're no slouches. We do have Muffin on the shorty, trying to play safely in tube on B site, but so far, nothing happening just yet. Got an opening frag, but now they stream into site a little bit too aggressive. It's going to be Muffin shutting them down with a shorty. 2 kills already, and that leaves Tarathiel and Ayumi.
Bot coming back.
Perhaps trying to take the teleporter through, of course. Locations have been baited out over to the B site. Tarathiel just alone on A towards the top of Heaven ramp.
Here.
She calls out the
Spike
site
planted.
is clear, so Ayumi is going to be able to get the spike planted. Now it's just a matter of stopping them on the rotates. Maybe if she can get a couple frags, turn this into a 1v1. That would be good, but she's going to hold the on angle instead. They walk right into her crosshairs. One to start things off, and then to pepper Polly down to 16 HP. Ayumi does not have the best gun right now, only a ghost. Turret gets taken out as well. She's managed to tag Anko down and just trying to make it out alive. Unfortunately, Spectre that Polly picked up will do all the damage that is necessary. Mad Army actually turning this back around off of perhaps Yahoo thrifty, but also kind of a miscalculated push in towards B.
Yeah, they were guns blazing here, and we could really see Muffin doing all of the work with that shorty, although she does fall down to the hands of Tarathiel. That's going to be poly assisted by that Reyna for that push. So right now, in terms of the buys of AE, they are supposed to have this bonus round, but instead they're going on that eco. And for the side of Mad Army, they're going mad and furious here because Ginny and as well as BBTZ and Muffin, they have the rifles that they need for this defense.
Absolutely. I mean, they won the round. They got the Yahoo Thrifty. Might as well buy up on these expensive rifles that they can afford it, right? So it comes down to whether or not Alter Ego Celeste can actually find opening picks, maybe retrieve a weapon or two, but it seems very, very unlikely. I mean, Donut, just take a look at how Mad Army have positioned themselves. They're not giving up all that much information. They're hiding, they're holding the angles, not moving around that much with the exception of Paul for the time being, perhaps, but of course, Inari's just that sharp. Instantly finds a player, but now that Uncle has the information, she goes in for the aggressive play. It's point blank range. She's not going to survive for long, but she's done the damage. 2 for 2 trades, and right now Turret, just to buy a little bit extra time, allow her to retreat and then plant the lockdown. This could bait them into rotating onto the side and getting a little bit over aggressive. So Polly getting caught out in the open now. It just allows for Yumi to find yet another frag. But what they might not know is that Ginny's coming out from A short. They have the spike planted. Now they just need to ensure that the push doesn't come in that soon. Trying to wallbang Oreophilia. She will get taken out by the shock dart right now. And then it comes in the collapse. Yumi trying to pull off a ring around the Rosie from A short as well. She does get spotted out by the recon ball, but no problem. She's able to spray them down. So you got a Yahoo Thrifty. I'm going to answer back with a Yahoo Thrifty on my own, says Alter Ego Celeste.
Yeah, and this is the opening kill that really opened up the round for them. Anko was able to get 2, but right now the response from them, they were able to pick up the Spectres and they were able to hold down the site, and that lockdown did give them the space that they need, and a flank on top of a flank there by Yumi made all of the save for that specific round.
It's incredible stuff, right, Donut? I mean, it doesn't matter if you got players like Muffin, Ginny buying up on Vandals. All Inari needs is a Sheriff. She's kind of like, she's basically Chamber at this point, with a little bit more mobility because she's playing Raze right now. So they've gone in, deployed the Boombot, cleared out Hookah, now trying to find a line of sight. Maybe they'll be able to take one player down, but of course this toxic screen right in front of them is a bit of a hassle. Baby TZ trying to play around it, but now it's gone, and she's clearly exposed. Easy frag, and now they're looking for the rest of the squad. But of course, they're not going to expose themselves just yet. Polly getting a little bit aggressive right now will be punished for that. It's the Astra Nebula, excuse me, that's blocking off so much of the vision, and it allows for Alter Ego Celeste to gain easy control over the site. But at the same time, Muffin's just as sharp. Swings with the Sheriff, takes Inari down. Still, though, 4 more targets right in front of her. It's not going to be that easy. Anko with a bit of a flank as well. Tarathiel's watching it, though. She's going to have to clear this very, very carefully. Headshot is good to start things off now. Here comes out to aid her teammate. She's popping her Empress. If she's able to find even more frags, that's going to create so much chaos that allows for Muffin to push up front, but no. She gets denied. Denied as well, and right now just locking down this one position from Spawn. Alter Ego Celeste make it impossible for Mad Army to retake.
Yeah, well, Mad Army was just there for the retake. With that situation, Viper getting caught off guard, it's kind of like saying it's a trap. But right now, at least Anko was able to get the kills that they need, but it wasn't just enough because Muffin and Ginny were both low in that situation, and just one shot of that frenzy, now they fall down to the hands of AE Celeste. Right now, in terms of the defense, they have everything they need. They have bought up their utilities, all of their guns. So right now, in terms of this defense, they're playing it quite well here in the A site.
Well, it's been working out pretty nicely so far. I love the positioning that they've got, but at the same time, they need to ensure that they don't lose to the marksmanship of the Alter Ego Celeste players. Every time we watch, it's going to be Inari, kind of the tip of the spear leading up the charge, but this time Tarathiel goes in for the swing, gets punished by Anko. Still though, Inari wanting to find revenge for her fallen teammate pops the paint shells as well as the showstopper. Finds some frags and creates a little bit of space, so now the spike will be planted. It's a 3v4 retake. Not impossible just yet, but then again, we have seen how Alter Ego controls the site so well.
Yeah, but right now the team of Mad Army, they're going mad. They're playing it slow but sure, and this is really key to really taking those retakes. But right now, this double peek, Ayumi will punish maybe TZ, but there's gonna be another one. It's gonna be Muffin. Is she gonna be ready? She's gonna be shut down there by Oreofila, and it's just down to Ginny. She used to be the clutch master for the team, but Oreophilia just says no more of that clutches. It's going to be a 4-1 for AE Celeste.
Yeah, earlier on it was a trap. This time it's Oreophilia with the high ground. I mean, not literally high, but you know, she's just on site itself. Once they get the information, once Mad Army makes the initial move, whether it's a snake bite, in towards U-Haul, they get information and then they play off of it. I mean, just the way that Ayumi even locks down U-Haul is doing so much work for them that it's virtually impossible, again, for Mad Army to actually break into site. Everything that they try, they need something more. They need kind of maybe Polly or Anko to lead in the charge, use a bit of utility to flash in and secure some safe and favorable duels. Whatever it is, it ain't working out so far, so now they're off of another eco, 4-1. And Alter Ego Celeste can actually just run them over as long as they don't run into the shotguns. Be careful about this. It's going to be the recon vault that gets some extra information. They're trying to deny a little bit more space using the paint shell. So Hookah obviously not so safe right now. They know that there is at least one player there, but they've got that poison cloud to save them from that.
Yeah, but there's a little bit of a gap there by that poison cloud, but they're equipped with shotguns, so it's not gonna really matter just yet. Right now here, Neri is just guarding this part of the site, so if there is going to be that push, there will be trades here. There's gonna be a TP there towards site, and it gets punished right away by Tarathiel as well. And with that sheriff, she gets the kills, but they need to get that defuse. They have the Viper's Pit, but they just really choose to try defuse, but it's gonna be Iceberg in that situation, getting that 2K. An almost winnable situation for Mad Army, but AE says otherwise.
Yeah, nice attempt. I mean, incredibly risky stuff from Polly, just a TP right in front, but she still actually managed to find a kill with that thing. A classic right click to the face, of course, doing the job. That's a classic right there, but aside from that, I think Baby TZ, she was trying to maybe at least get it to halfway, bait out a peek or something so that her teammate can play off of her contact, but unfortunately for her, the main problem in that situation was the fact that that tube is paper thin. Still wall bangable, easy headshot for the side of Alter Ego Celeste. And right now, you've died that much, you've built up your ultimates, it's time to use them. Viper's Pit goes out to lock out a short. And let's see what Alter Ego does to respond to this. Instead, they thought they had Hookah control, they retreat back, Anko pushes up B long. Another frag. Instantly, this is a big win for Mad Army.
Yeah, big win, and they can't even go towards short because there's a big block of jelly there, just blocking their way in. So right now, it's going to be a push here towards Bath, but it's smoked out at the moment, and Polly is gonna be ready for it because they have nowhere else to go, and that toxin screen is gonna signal their push. But good thing there's a one-way smoke there. What a beautiful piece of utility. Polly is able to see all of the feet, and she just goes to spray it down, but the spike is exposed. And how are they able to retrieve this? Because Muffin has an operator as well by Heaven. It's gonna be a spray down here by Polly. She gets 3 with just that piece of utility. Talk about control by the controllers. It's gonna be just Iceberg again, and this situation, she walks past the Viper's Pit, spots out Muffin. What a good kill for her. She even spots out Baby TZ, but Baby TZ is quick with that kill.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens when you stick around the green jellies a little bit too much, right? It gets a little bit sticky.
Are you wondering about the flavor, though?
Oh man, green apple. Green apple, yeah, that's right. And then maybe grape for Omen.
Blueberry. Blueberry for the... Yeah.
For sure.
Rem-
But, you know, that's my favorite thing that you said. It really is control by the controllers. You got Baby TZ just doing an absolutely phenomenal job locking down A side. And then at the same time, Anko pushing out B really scared Alter Ego Celeste off that one site. Right now, it's going to be Muffin doing the job, though. Instant operator shot to lock down B long, and then Ginny comes in to help her out. Fire support is always, always lovely. So this puts Alter Ego Celeste in a bit of a conundrum. Do we still want to head towards B? Because every time we try to approach B, you know, we're not too sure. What if Mad Army actually does push out outside of hookah, or maybe even B long? We got to be careful. So maybe they're trying to play a little bit more slow this time, but I don't think that's working out too favorably for them, because every time they try to stream slowly up on towards a site, it's going to be Mad Army that finds yet another opening pick. Anko from the back. What an assassin, this girl. And there he gets taken out, and that leaves Aureophilia in that corner. They know where she is as well. Trying to take the duel head on, though. Anko's gonna get taken out, but then Baby TZ from heaven, just an easy spray through the smokes. Gets the frag regardless.
Admire the defensive setup here of Mad Army, because we really see they're stacking up A, because there are two controllers here in this A site, and how Polly is able to use the piece of utility here from Baby TZ. I mean, they're playing off of their smokes, and that's going to be really how they designed this defense to be. And in terms of the push here, it's always going to be that flank as well. Mad Army is hungry for those backstab kills.
And that's what they're known for. Anko almost always on the lurk, trying to pull off some sneaky beaky plays somewhere on the map. This time she's going to be watching the angle in towards hookah. Of course, this is a spot that heavily favors raises and Naries of sorts. She goes in with a blast pack and immediately seizes control, but whether or not she can find a pick is a whole other thing. Trying to keep up front now. The last time they dropped off, it was a player below that got them, so she's going to check it this time. Cosmic Divide to cut the site in half as well. Maybe they want to get the spike planted, but of course this is a very precarious position. Anyone can peek at the same time, so Anari trying to watch the angle as best as she can. She's already got the first pick, and right now, spike being planted, their job is done. They back off, retreat, and then set up for these post-plant positions. Of course, Mad Army has to retake 3v4 again. Let's see what they can do. They've got some information. Recon Vault, they know that there are players, at the very least, around Octagon. Maybe TZ, you can't shoot those stars. Of course, she knows that, but she's trying to pull something out to her teammate. Hunter's Fury now gets popped by Iceberg. Buys a bit extra time, but maybe TZ wants to take that down. She pushes up front along with a teammate, but Iceberg, what is this? The double spray! She takes them down regardless. Muffin goes for the trade. Then she gets replied back by Alter Ego Celeste as well. A Yumi just cleaning things up. Unfortunately, dies to the spike explosion, but not too big of a problem. Alter Ego Celeste still in the lead by 3 rounds, no less.
Yeah, that entry from Inari really gave them a lot of space, and even that Cosmic Divide, yes, Baby TZ was way ahead of there in terms of that wall, but they just really chose to wait for that retake, because it's really the best possible scenario. But Iceberg, though, she was caught with her pants down, and she was still able to recover with that spray down. So right now, we're seeing here a lot of the skill set, not just in terms of the utility, but also through the kills. And Mad Army, they have to respond to this, because even though the team of AE are one player down, they're still able to recover.
That's the thing, right? Oh my gosh. You know, we're talking a little bit about what we're seeing. What I'm seeing is that both sides are masters of control. If they can find the picks, if they can create some space, if they have ultimates or smokes or jellies that they can use to deploy, it actually works out so well for both sides. And because they're both these really fearsome teams, they actually are respecting each other so much. Even the way that that duel pans out, it's operator versus operator, or even a vandal. They're being very, very careful about the way they peek into things. Of course, when you do that, though, you lose out to an operator. One shot towards center mass is going to do the deed. So Alter Ego Celeste, I think they need a little bit more deliberateness when they go into these sites. Being extra careful just kind of lets them play in towards Mad Army's crosshairs, and that's something that they don't want to do. So right now, 30 seconds remaining. They have to go in hard onto the B side, Donut.
Yeah, and Anko is going to be here. She is out for that sacrifice. She's down to 48 HP because all of the utilities of that Killjoy, but at least there's going to be that trade here. Ginny and Baby TZ make it happen, but right now Polly does the work as well, getting that very, very wonderful retake. I mean, the spike was just planted, and there's lots of time, but the moment that there was vulnerability for the team of AE, Mad Army strikes.
I can't believe what I'm seeing. Mad Army are actually adapting and finding different ways to control this map so incredibly well. I mean, whether it's just Muffin with the operator or Baby TZ and Polly doing their job as controllers, it's incredibly difficult for Alter Ego Celeste to actually find something right now unless they make use of their ultimates or utilities. Right now, I don't think they want to spend those in this round though, because it's an eco for them after all. They've got the sheriffs, they got the frenzies. They're going to try to do whatever they can, not fully committed to it just yet. Of course, second last round, the first half though. Still want to do a bit of damage. They haven't gone in super explosive yet, but now, oh, the peak, and then Polly just shuts that down.
Speaking of damage, that's gonna be Polly against the Killjoy. So nobody now for EE to watch the flanks, not unless they do it physically. But Charathiel is able to creep in, go past that green jelly. So right now, Polly has no idea that there are 3 people behind that. Make it 4 actually, but maybe TZ spots one out. Anko as well, but Iceberg will be there for the trade. There is still that paranoia, so once Polly uses that, then maybe they can catch the team of AE off guard. But right now, they're quite stuck in this hall, this elbow position. But the team of MA, they heard everything.
Oh, no.
There's going to be, and it's Ginny catching them off guard. She doesn't yet spring through because she was blocked out by that toxin screen, but at least she knows now where Iceberg is. With the use of that paranoia, Iceberg will be blinded, and Polly finishes things off. Wow.
Wow, indeed. I mean, what do you do if you're Iceberg in that scenario? Your teammate just gets shot in the back. All of a sudden, you're alone. You got nothing but a sheriff. You get spotted out by the recon vault, and then a paranoia hits you. It's like my mouse starts shaking at that point. Still, though, she was trying to find something, wasn't able to get it, and I think that's largely due to the fact that Alter Ego Celeste didn't have the best arsenal in that round, but again, they need to be a little bit more aggressive. Right now, they're being so slow, so careful, that it allows for Mad Army to play around a bit with them. Again, Baby TZ has earned the Viper's Pit, deploys it, locks out A short. Alter Ego Celeste needs to find some opening somewhere else on this map, but the question is, where could that be? Maybe B long right now? But Ginny just spots them out. Ayumi wants to get into a far forward enough position to deploy her lockdown or use her plays along those lines, but they just don't quite have the space to do it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, Garden is heavily guarded because they know that Ayumi has that lockdown and it could be placed over there. So they want to control it as much as possible. So they give away Hookah right now with just Anko playing under that window. So as they are walking up slowly towards speed, they're gonna cross this crosshair of Muffin. It's gonna be quite tricky. Okay, there's going to be that showstopper, but that's gonna be a kill here by Muffin, and Anko will be there for the shutdown as well, but the showstopper doesn't connect. And now this entry, it seems a little bit shaky right now, but the lockdown gives them that space that they need. All the team of Mad Army has to do is give them the space, not unless Ginny makes it happen for them. There's going to be the trades here by Mary, and now it looked like a little bit shaky for them, but they make it a winnable situation.
Winnable, it's incredible. The way that they actually adapted so quick on the fly. You know, they might have been met with a bit of resistance at the start, but instantly they know that there's a tendency that Mad Army might pull off a flank. They go back in to check it. They actually found Baby TZ. They pushed up front, got the lockdown in place. I think that was the biggest thing that kind of forced Mad Army's hand. That's why Ginny pushed up front. That's why Polly went in for the peek. And when you do that, when you put the pressure up towards Mad Army, maybe things start to crack a little bit. So 7-5 at the end of the first half, Donut. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Still possible for Mad Army to come back into this, but of course, right now they're on the attacking side.
Yeah, and the amount of control as well here towards A, because both of the controllers of AE, they're staying here towards U-Haul. And the Raze, Inari, she's just really watching back. She's going to be very careful about
Oh!
this. She gets a one shot to the head against Anko. She's waiting for another one because it's a possibility, but maybe TZ is a little bit reserved now to walk through the crosshair of Inari. She is able to get the dig, but not the kill.
Still though, so much damage done, right? Like, she's actually so accurate that anytime someone tries to peek out, she's getting those frags. So instead it's going to be Baby TZ holding the off angle, crouched as well, which is a little bit of crosshair displacement. Regardless though, because of this teamwork from Alter Ego Celeste, she peeks along with her teammate. She's able to make it an even fair exchange. 2-4-1. This favors Alter Ego Celeste, of course. Question is, how are Mad Army going to respond off of that? They tried to re-aggress in towards A short and they get met with ordnance from the Raze. Muffin down to 8 HP. Does she still want to go for this? She's actually doing it. I don't know if this is the best call, but that's where all of their smokes have gone down. The jellies are over up on this A site. It's a little bit sticky for them, not gonna lie. Like, if they keep pushing up front, they're gonna fall, but you know, they didn't even get the spike planted. It just frags for Alter Ego Celeste, 8-5.
I like what AE are doing, especially with Tarathiel pushing up, because they still have that Astra available for them to use. I mean, the utilities of Astra available for them to use. They can just really smoke it out and get ready for the retake. So Oriophila just really wanted to play a little bit back. But, I mean, in the back side, there's also going to be Inari, who with all of the paint shells, all of the damage that she was able to do for that specific round, really did them well to win that pistol round.
Yeah, so many of these rounds, like now that you mention it, right, Donut? Like, a lot of times we're seeing incredible usage of the paint shells by Inari. She's actually able to control space, or at least deny space a little bit better, but right now, that's not even necessary. They just push in and out of that nebula, instantly in towards the bullets of Oriophila as well as Tarathiel. The Spectre is doing so much work in these close quarters ranges that I don't think Mad Army should be pushing in towards showers. It's going to be the secret lab flawless for Alter Ego Celeste.
And that flawless victory was really because of this defense here by Oriophila and as well as Tarathiel. I mean, it's going to be lesson number one. Don't really push out towards the smoke, but they really did want to risk it because they wanted to catch them off guard. But AE was ready for that spray down, and they're going into this bonus round, saving all of the guns that they bought from the previous one, right? And it's going to be really great hookah control for Iceberg here, because there's gonna be a judge.
There's gonna be a judge. At the same time, you got a Yumi with a Bucky underneath hookah, of all things. It's got just enough range that she might be able to deal with anyone coming out of Octagon. But again, this all comes down to how they use their utility. If she actually misses or whiffs or allows Mad Army to push up front, it's going to be painful. Mark my words, Nebula has gone up, but they just push out of it regardless. And right now, Yumi trying to pepper them with these bullets. It's not hitting the spread. It's a little bit too far. Even if it is damage, it's really minimal. I mean, Alco just down to 86, but that doesn't matter. Tarathiel just pushes up aggressively anyway. Takes one player down, doesn't get a weapon to upgrade though, so still have to work with the Spectres and the shotguns that they've got. Close range will work out beautifully. It's gonna be the teamwork push, double peeking from Octagon, Hookah as well as Halls, that they actually find the frags. Tarathiel with the quadruple kill in this round. And then a final one to end things off. They get the defuse as well. This was the bonus round, Donut.
Yeah, the bonus round which they won, and Tarathiel almost getting the ace. I was actually leading to forward to my monitor to see if Tarathiel is able to get the fifth. But then again, of course, there will be that shutdown by Ginny. And look at this. Almost an ace there.
Almost. Kind of, I don't know, the suppressive fire, she walked into it or something. But at the same time, you know, they've got that little teamwork, camaraderie between them. Ayumi or Aini, as she's known, she loves to steal aces. That's what she's going to do all day long. Doesn't matter, though, because they're still in the lead by 5 rounds. That is why they haven't lost out in buying so far. That Army on the attacking side, they need to find some other solution because this is a game of control. We saw it on the first half. Of course, that time was done by Mad Army. You got the Omen as well as the Viper. This time it's an Astra and a Viper. A little bit more difficult to break through. Right now they're trying to go past Showers regardless. It's going to be Trade City right here though because Inari has set up her turret in this one spot. She's going full turret mode. Now she's looking for the last one. Instant headshot and then a little bit of a burst to finish things off. Another quadruple kill. 11-5.
Quadra kills here and there for AE Celeste, and yet again that was just an eco buy for the team of Mad Army. But we know that AE has really been out there winning those bonus rounds, so I think it's going to be another possible win here for this round. Not unless the team of Mad Army shake it up a little bit, because they were a little bit shaky in terms of their defense. Their retakes were very stellar for the 5 rounds that they were able to do, but AE, once they start out on defense, they will defend the heck out of the sites, because it's going to be a similar setup here. Double controllers here in A, and that's going to be a push here by Muffin getting the head of Ophelia. Doesn't matter if there's controllers here, we're just going to be out for the push. Tarathiel is tagged down to 19 HP though, with all of the wall bang potential that the team of Mad Army was able to do, but Muffin here will be cleared out by this spot, and there's going to be Page Nation here, and a showstopper here. Bucky and Neri. Oh, but it should down there by Anko. There's going to be Ginny here trying to clutch the situation out, but it's going to be here. The battle of lineups. It's just going to be Iceberg and her lonesome. But it's going to be Polly to finish it off now, breaking the streak of wins of AE Celeste.
Finally breaking the streak, and let's see if Mad Army can actually ride this momentum and find some wins of their own. I mean, they actually found that opening pick on towards Ophelia, immediately taking Lamp's control allowed them to basically cause even more chaos towards the back of the site. Once they had that, they could maneuver in and out, basically controlling the front as well as the back. It made it that much more difficult for Alter Ego Celeste to find some safe footing on the site itself to delay or even retake the site. So if they can do the same thing, that would work out brilliantly. But right now, Alter Ego Celeste, of course, these girls, they don't sit still. They're gonna adapt and make some changes. So right now, you got a 3-stack on A, 2 players only on B. If they can actually take the 2 down and overwhelm them, this could be a whole different story. Mad Army are looking to make that happen right now. It's going to be Muffin with the updraft to start things off, trying to gain a vantage point. But of course, Inari hears this. If she can actually push out and take Muffin down, that might do some good damage. But of course, just to start things off, we're going to let the Boombot find some info. Let our teammates take over. We're going for that full 5-member dismember, but it's not happening just yet. Muffin, like I said, she had that observational post. She's going to start things off with 1 frag of her own.
Right now, they're going to be blocked out by another one-way smoke, so they have to rotate towards this elbow position. AE, they're making this happen. They're getting the kills too now for Inari, but all they have to do is stick to the defuse. But they pick it out once more. This is gonna be a stray down here by Anko through the smoke. But Ophelia there for the shutdown, but Baby TZ, no, there's not much time, and Ophelia dies to the spike. And 2 consecutive rounds now by Mad Army. I mean, in terms of their take, they didn't necessarily put in a lot of utility, but what they did was controlled aggression. Muffin not aggressing towards elbow was a smart decision, and instead just using that height advantage of that box to get the kill against the Killjoy, and then it was kills here and there. Inari did the best to her part to get that 2K, but it wasn't just enough.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's almost as if Mad Army are kind of reading the plays, reading the energy of what Alter Ego Celeste are exactly trying to pull off. They're being so respectful, so careful that they're actually able to find opening picks left and right, but this time it's going to be Hunter's Fury to chase Inari away from Octagon. It's a little bit expensive, I must admit, but still they've created some space. Meanwhile though, if you take a look at your mini-map, it's Polly. She's the one with the spike. She's going in towards the shower. So could this all just be a big ruse? Are Alter Ego Celeste gonna take the bait?
Yeah, but Yumi is gonna be ready for
Oh.
that peak. Polly needs somebody else to go with her in this A site. But if you look at A short, there's a lot of utility from that Killjoy, so that's gonna slow down the push. Iceberg is gonna be hungry for that information, throws in that recon bolt, but Polly shuts down a Yumi, so the A short is pretty clear now for Mad Army. She tries to go around, Muffin does, and she tries to look for one Iceberg.
Spike down
She
A.
knows where the Omen is, and now the spike is compromised.
left.
But Baby TZ at least gets that kill. It's gonna be whiffing that Blade
standing.
Storm, but Baby TZ gets the 3, and it's now down to Oreophilia. While the spike is being planted,
Spike
the Sova
planted.
knows. She jiggled and she saw Oreo. So right now she has to make a decision. She needs to get the kill towards Ginny first, so she uses that gravity well to try and displace. But Ginny has a perfect response. That would be the recon bolt, because Baby TZ for sure is going to be ready for this trade.
Yeah, she's playing incredibly tactically right now. Oreophilia trying to do whatever she can, but now she only has 1 star remaining, still unable to flush Ginny out of her position. She's not able to find the favorable picks, but Baby TZ getting a little bit inquisitive, allows for Oreophilia to get the hit shot, and then damage done. All Ginny needs is a little bit of a burst and a spray, and that is going to seal the deal. Package, signed, sealed, delivered, spike getting planted as well. Mad Army have a booming economy right now. And Alter Ego Celeste, off of a loss like that, I'm not sure. Are they going to be in another eco? Kinda? Nah, not really. They got enough to buy up. They even have the operator right now pulling out the big guns, don't it?
Yeah, I mean, big guns. Earlier on, I really saw the Rathiel just have that classic. Maybe they were saving for this specific round because they know that this round is crucial to get match point. So maybe that's the reason why they are able to buy out these guns, because they're really managing their economy well. Unlike the team of Mad Army, they were in constant eco earlier. And right now, these big guns, not much damage for the defending team, because it's going to be Anko falling down.
They're changing their setups around so much that it kind of throws Mad Army off. You might have thought that the Viper would be on A this time. She's on B. It's going to be Tarathiel, and her Poison Cloud does so much that allows for Iceberg to just spray past the green jelly this time. I love the jelly thing. It's actually doing damage for Mad Army. Oh gosh, Ayumi comes up from around the back, spots 3 players, able to tap 1 down. So it still is quite a bit of damage, because this buys time for Alter Ego Celeste. They have so much information right now that they can basically confirm that the hit will be going in towards B. So all it comes down to is a matter of time. They push past this. It's going to be Iceberg that sprays them down. Who is she? She is the one who knocks.
Yep, and now from Iceberg,
Match
she has
point.
become Eisenberg with that pun that you just did. It's really stellar plays here. If Ayumi maybe just played the patience game, she might have gotten either 2 or 3 kills, but then she was over eager. I actually was clenching my fist because I wanted her to like have a little bit of control to get that multi-kill. But yes, I mean, she had to shut down 1 or 2 players maybe to stop that push. But yes, Eisenberg in that situation, for her to be able to get that multi-kills instead is very stellar.
It is indeed. And right now, she's not even necessary. It's all up to Yumi. She just locks out Showers. Watching that one angle, somehow able to take 2 players down. Mad Army, both sides on their attacking plays were so careful that they kind of get punished at times, and it allows for the opposing team to run away with it. When you go in towards a linear corridor, a linear angle like Showers, it's very difficult for you to find a trade unless you push up aggressively. So right now, maybe that's what Muffin's trying to do, but of course the paint shells kind of pushes her away. Blast back in as well, and there he's just slinging explosives left and right, but here we go with the gravity well doing extra work. It's gonna catch Muffin out in the open, and right now they have spotted Polly out as well. She was able to spray down 1 other player, but that's not enough. She has her ultimate though, could just from the shadows over to the B side maybe pull off some kind of a fake. She wants to be careful, thinking about it
30
right now,
seconds left.
perhaps 30 seconds remaining, and she's just gonna commit for it anyways. Actually, oh, she's
She
tried to sell the
cancels.
fake. Cancel towards backup site, but I think Ayumi can just hear this. They're not budging. Oh, that's it.
Oh no, and that lockdown
10
will
seconds
take the
left.
space away from Polly, but she is gonna get
Defenders
shot
win.
through the box by Ophelia. And that is such a wonderful win here by the team of AE Celeste. It was such a close game initially, but once AE did get to defend the sites, it didn't really matter for Mad Army. Although yes, Army did try. They won these clutches here and there, but it was just really controlled aggression for AE. Imagine Ayumi getting 3 kills as that killjoy just guarding the A site.
Yeah, and that's kind of how Alter Ego Celeste plays. Both sides were kind of doing the same thing-ish on the defensive plays, just locking out angles. Attackers were a little bit careful, too careful maybe. No real set pieces or executes unless they had the ultimates to do it. So they just get punished for it. And when you don't have the numbers, it's that much more difficult to find and take down a site. So, of course, that's going to be it for this first map. But after this, we're moving in towards Haven. This one is going to be Mad Army's map pick. So let's see if they will be able to take a map off of Alter Ego Celeste. Of course, though, Broman mains do not fret. That might have been a little bit of a unfortunate play. The From the Shadows trick didn't work out, but that's going to be it for now. I mean, we're just going to have to wait and see what happens on Haven, excuse me.
Yeah, so map number 1 is done, but we're going into map number 2. So stick around and we will be right back.
Alter Ego Celeste narrowly avoiding defeat and keeping their 100% win rate on Bind totally spotless and squeaky clean. And you're joining me here on the panel, Estrado, alongside me, Jaeger, and hey, I'm Quack. We've got a lot to break down in that last one. That game went a lot closer than we expected here. Quack, you were talking about it right before we got into it. Let's hear your thoughts on it first.
I mean, I was hoping for it to be a lot closer, maybe overtime, but you know, it just seemed like both sides were playing super careful that the one with the lead kind of ran away with the win.
Yeah, absolutely. Just, one thing I did want to point out, in Jaeger, we talked about this a little bit before the show started itself. Margot not playing here today, personally for me, I feel like her presence was sorely missed. A lot of those rounds, I mean, don't get me wrong, Oreophilia, an amazing player in her own right, but I feel like just not with Margot not there, there's just something that's a little bit odd, a little bit about the lineup of Alter Ego Celeste, and I think a lot of those rounds were clutchable, were winnable, by the side of Mad Army because of, the fact that Margot wasn't on that squad.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to agree with you, right? Like, in a lot of those situations, we saw 1 versus 2s, 1 versus 1s, where I feel like having Margot on it wouldn't have even come to that point. Like, Oreophilia, really good player, and was having a couple of struggles here and there, trying to make that space for herself to isolate fights. In a lot of those clutch situations, it always seemed to be Oreophilia that ended up in the clutch situations. But even with the other teammates, when you have Margot, that's another factor that goes your way, where she's great to have in those clutch situations, and to just deny those clutch situations. I feel like that game would have ended a little bit quicker, but Areo still did an amazing job. They did close it out 13-8, and now heading into Haven, I think that Margot would be even more missed, because I think that in terms of control, Margot has that much more of a factor when it comes to making sure that every base is covered. So yeah.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think you hit the nail on the head with that one because, Margot, especially on those big maps, a lot of the times is when she would start to shine. Margot, on whether it was the Viper or the Omen, the quick flanks, regardless of whether it was on Haven or Breeze, she was always just so aggressive, and it fell naturally in line, I think, with the playstyle that Alter Ego Celeste did. But let's go ahead and start talking about the map. You already talked about it right next. The next map that we have, Quack, want to get your insights on it as what has to change here for the side of Mad Army to be able to take a W.
I mean, maybe not much. This is their map pick after all. It's one of Alter Ego's least picked maps, so they might actually have an advantage in this one. But again, the last time they played this was, I think, last week against Nigma Galaxy, where they went so many overtimes. It was 18-16. They had a very, I guess, standard agent composition, poly on the Omen, of course, but single controller, single initiator, double duelist, single sentinel. It's your tried and true bread and butter stuff, and if it worked out for them, maybe they don't have to change too much. I mean, they're doing such a great job fragging out regardless. The only thing is they kind of have to consider what Alter Ego might bring to the table. How are they going to deal with that?
Well, let's find out as we go ahead to the agent select and see what exactly we've got on our hands here. Looking like it's going to be a Yoru repeat. How are we feeling about this, boys?
Wait, you say a Yoru repeat? I'm not seeing a Yoru anywhere.
No, I mean, in the last series we had one, but not anymore, apparently, because the breach is going to come out. Okay, all right.
I do like a cheeky breach. Well, I didn't get to... I didn't get to...
Oh, we know you do.
Fair enough. Yeah, I didn't get to catch everyone, every pick there, but yeah, you did catch the breach, and that's fair enough. So a couple of ciphers as well. Always good to have a cipher, I think, on Haven. On big maps like that, it's better to have the Sentinel that has information without being anywhere near the site. And Killjoy, you're limited by distance. So having cipher on your side, I think that works out for you. And having that breach, I mean, we've had a lot of great flashes today, and having a breach there may make things very, very annoying.
Well, let's find out whether it's going to be true or not. The breach, very popular in the Asian scene, especially in the Korean meta, but the first time it's going to be rearing its head here today in the SEA scene of FSL, now on VCT Game Changers. We'll find out whether this reigns true or not in game number 2, so let's get into it. Casters, it's all yours.
Hey, welcome back, Donut. It's going to be a cheeky breach, like Jay said.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I really picked up from that agent select. That's Jace really favoring breach place. So that's gonna be something that we are looking forward to seeing, especially for Alter Ego against Mad Army. That was such a dominating play there in Bind. Both of them a little bit reserved, but that breach into play might just mean that there will be a lot of aggression using all of the flashpoints.
Yeah, hopefully that is what we're going to expect. But of course, sometimes it can be a hit or miss. But knowing that it's going to be a Yuumi on the breach, she's a player who often plays hand in hand with Aneri, a Yuumi, Aneri. They are those girls who really play off of each other that well. Flash and dash is something that I'm going to be expecting. But then, of course, you can't just be Alter Ego Celeste all the way. It's Mad Army as well, and I think on a map as wide as Haven, 3 separate spike sites, they have so much room to work with that Alter Ego Celeste might just be overwhelmed at some point. We're going to have to see how that actually pans out, though, because the last time we thought we saw Alter Ego Celeste play a little bit shakily against Renatus White, they came back. 13-11 was the end of that game.
Yeah, but we'll be seeing that as well here. I mean, that is really the question because this is Mad Army's pick and it's gonna be Haven. Maybe this is a map that they've played against AE and they really saw some cracks and some weaknesses here. Maybe that's the reason why they played this, or it's really more of Mad Army gaining that advantage since they do know that they play well in this specific map because we've seen them play against certain teams in this map of Haven. And in terms of the control, like how they are able to do that in defense and bind, I could really see something similar here in the map of Haven.
Yeah, it really could be, but then again, I have my fingers crossed. I want to see some set pieces. I want to see some fast, aggressive executes coming out from one of these teams. It could happen with the Rolling Thunder playing off of something like that, but on the other hand, that's something that I want. I'm kind of thinking about these two teams. You can't really respect each other all that much. You gotta be a little bit disrespectful sometimes. So you want to go in and pull off a cheeky breach or two. Maybe Elu will cheekily breach into Jaeger's house some point during the cast, or maybe some tactical crouching. Because once you get that energy, that aggression going, you start to get some a more hasty, more explosive game, and that's what I want. Both of these teams, of course, they want that prize. They want that slot in the grand final so much that they're playing it so carefully. Maybe this map could change things up.
Well, in terms of changing it up, yes, I would definitely agree. And well, you mentioned something about Prison, especially now with the Rolling Thunder buff, right? It really covers a lot of
Just
space in terms of the displacement. So right now, it's going to be okay. I hear some footsteps here in A. Okay, I'm just gonna back out because I know the breach has the
I
ultimate.
like where this is
So
going.
I just don't really want to be stuck in that situation we're in. You'll fly off just and then caught off guard with that.
Yeah, and once that Rolling Thunder hits you, you're stunned, you're dazed, not much you could do, no shots fired either. And that's kind of, I think, the thing that Mad Army needs to expect or at least play around. But then again, there is a reason why we don't really see Breach all that much. He is kind of that agent that has at the start of Valorant's peak, he was out there. Every team was picking him. Now he's kind of fallen off. Maybe teams even go for a Sky. Interestingly enough, I don't know. Alter Ego Celeste aren't going for that yet. This is one of the very few or rare breaches that we're seeing. I think the last time that we actually saw Breach being picked was on Fracture.
Yeah, and that was such a good situation, at least for the team of TC Arise, using the breach to the advantage, right? Because there are a lot of corners to check, so using the fault line that refreshes is able to get them that. So I feel like even though there is going to be a breach that will help them in terms of aggression, the refresh of that fault line will be able to aid them in terms of maybe rotations if and when they can't really take control of the site. So maybe I'm assuming that's the reason why they also picked Breach.
Maybe, but well, we're just gonna have to see how that actually pans out. Of course, though, they have some technical issues for the time being, and that's just something that we have to deal with. I'm trying to press that button right now. I know chat wants this, like start game, but machine's broken, so we're gonna have to wait this out for now. At the same time, I kind of want to explore Mad Army's Haven composition a little bit. It seems very standard stuff, but they did beat Nigma Galaxy 18-16. That was one of the closest games that we've had so far in all of FSL Elite.
And in terms of the closeness, yes, I would definitely agree. But they got to overtime, and well, historically speaking, it was really a Mad Army letting NGX fall down to their knees in that upper bracket. Right, so maybe we'll be seeing a little bit more of strength here by for Mad Army since it's they're going against a separate team. They're going against the brute force that is, of course, the queens of FSL, which is AE Celeste. So yes, I do expect this. Again, we mentioned in the previous round that it was a close match, but not as close as we want it to be. And maybe for the map of Haven, I've seen and casted a lot of overtimes here because I mean there's a lot of opportunities in the map. Since there are 5 entryways, there are five narrow entryways that you have to be defending. So that makes it a little bit more tricky. But not unless in terms of the defense you are able to play your cards right, stack the right sites, leaving it up to chance for that trap wires for Cypher, then that's gonna be a breeze for defending.
And I think that's why this is a map that Mad Army picked. You know, they kind of favor those really big, open, wide maps like Breeze, maybe Icebox to some extent, and Alter Ego Celeste, maybe not as much. You know, we've seen an area with the Judge plays. She likes close quarters. She likes playing at the point blank sort of deal. But Mad Army are completely opposite, and that's kind of where we see them on the opposite ends of the spectrum. When you got a map like Haven, if and this is a very big if because Alter Ego Celeste are still Alter Ego Celeste, if they actually fail to hold one of these 5 entryways, things could be very different. On the other hand, though, actually, now that I'm thinking about this, if Mad Army start out, or at least when they do play on the defensive side, they have that opportunity to push someone up front. Like, we tend to see Anko being this incredible lurker that she might just, if there were initial pushes in on A, sneak up in towards C long and then hide in the cubby or play around dragon or grass area. And then if someone suddenly decides to rotate over, or if there isn't that much movement, Anko can just go in for a big flank. So many different possibilities, so much room and real estate for Mad Army to play with. And that is why I'm hedging my bets on Mad Army. I think they will take this map.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think there was this one round in Bind wherein the team of Mad Army kept on flanking, especially Anko together with Muffin. So what they would do is really take space away from AE Celeste. But yes, and they were successful in winning these rounds. But AE Celeste, they're quick on their feet. They adapt to their opponents. So even if map control is taken away from them, they take other parts of the map for themselves, and they manage to really make it they manage to turn things around in their favor because of that quick-witted thinking that AE Celeste is able to apply. But yes, the flanks may be able to get them, especially if, for example, I imagine this play of Anko walking outside of mid and then just staying there by the window and getting maybe 3 kills with just really pushing up.
That could
So
be.
I'm excited to see that.
That could happen.
It's playing in my head right now.
Yeah, I actually could see that happen. Hiding just right underneath the window. If someone doesn't check or clear her, she's going to be able to get so many kills. But there it is. Finally, the start button worked. It's going to be Alter Ego Celeste versus Mad Army on Haven. Of course, to start things off, we will have Mad Army on the attacking side since this was their map pick. But then again, you know, we were talking so much about all these potential roams and aggressive pushes. It's going to be Alter Ego Celeste to start things off that way. They got players pushing in and out of C long, and Baby TZ getting the opening pick towards Garage. It's not going to do that much after all, but still damage has been done. Oreophilia down to 20 HP, Aderi down to about 40. It's not the best thing in the world for these girls, but they still have the numbers. They could go in for this retake in a favorable way, maybe.
I mean, in a favorable way, but at least they still have a controller still alive and kicking for them. There's going to be a smoke placed there by short, so this is going to be the signal for them for this push. But that beautiful recon bot will be able to spot out too, and that's going to be a cleanup crew here. The duo of Muffin and Anko, they were just dancing around the green box, and they got the kills.
Exactly. They had all those positions ready. They had the purple jellies up as well, just hiding inside of that thing. And then you got Ginny's sonar to play off of. So all these headshots coming in, but it's Muffin as well as Anko collecting in on them. And that is why we're seeing them on the duelist role. They have such incredible mechanics that they're actually able to pull off plays like that. Let's see if they can do it again.
Yeah, in the stack towards C, I think it's not gonna do them any good. That's gonna be smoked out by the attacking team, Astra. But it's gonna be more of a distraction play here because Anko is moving forward towards this B site. And she's hungry for the kill. It's gonna be Iceberg taken down, but Ayumi with a shorty making things happen. And again, another try there by Neri, but Polly is gonna clean up the situation and they get another fast round here, a 2-0 yet again.
I was kind of afraid that could have worked out if she, I don't know, fired fast enough or was closer. The shots were good. They buy up. They've done this like twice now. They did it last week. They did it in the previous map. Now they're doing it again. They lose pistol round, doesn't matter. Buy up on shorties, hold off angles, hide around cyber cages, and they're actually able to do so much damage. To the point that now, even though this is the bonus round for Mad Army, they don't have the best economy going into this. Ginny is the only one with a rifle. Muffin doesn't even have any form of an upgraded weapon, only a ghost to work with. So it's going to be difficult for them to find any openers in towards A or maybe even C because of the long ranges. They're trying to do it, but they're getting met with so much resistance that they have no choice but to back off. It's going to be Baby TZ who gets caught out in towards Garage. Maybe play off of that information somehow. Oreophilia's position revealed further because of that little dark cover that gets shot out. So they know where she is. It's just a matter of trying to find the duels in a way that helps them, but it's not working out.
Tarathiel is just slowly keeping it. Spots out Polly. She spots out another, but it's going to be Muffin getting that kill with just the ghost. And it's now up to Ginny. She's the lone person here. Not so lone because she does have that recon bolt and it tags up Iceberg. Now she knows where she is. That's going to be Sova versus Sova. Ginny is going to spray Iceberg down, but both of them are low. But she's going to be joined now by the rest of the members here, and Ayumi is also creeping up towards C Long.
Yeah. All they needed was that little bit of information. They have the advantage. Ginny needs to make the move. So ball in her court, she pushes up and unfortunately in towards Aneri's crosshair. So easy way to clean things up. It's gonna be Alter Ego Celeste right now with their first win in this map. So 2-1, this is kind of standard, but something that we haven't really pointed out yet was the fact that Ayumi is not on Breach. She's on KO.
Yeah, that was just all a ruse here. Ayumi did pick out the KO, which I think it is a little bit more empowering, at least for her teammates, because she is able to suppress plus give the information how many people are there, identify the location, etc. So I think that's going to be helpful, well, apart from the breach.
Same composition that they actually played against Renatus White, so could work out, but let's see. I mean, right now it's Mad Army in the lead, but of course it's still really, really early days. But considering how Alter Ego Celeste is actually holding this, they've given up so much space on C that Mad Army basically have a red welcome mat. They're walking in, they got control, just need to get the spike planted and do it safely. Of course, there's going to be a bit of resistance by Tarathiel, but not that much damage sustained. Maybe Anko being taken away, but that's about it. They can still play this retake situation favorably. 4v4, all they need to do is to hold the angles. Of course, kind of suspecting a push from Garage. They go into peek it. That's one player getting taken away now. 2v3, and Ayumi still looking for even more. Ginny shuts that down, so all of a sudden, a lot better, but they still need to play out the time. Maybe TZ trying to pull off a bit of a side flank coming in from Garage, and she's going to be able to do the damage, and Ginny putting the final nail in the coffin in towards her counterpart, Sova Iceberg. It's going to be Mad Army with the next win.
And Alter Ego Celeste, they almost made it winnable right here, especially with that flank from Ayumi. It's just that Ginny was a force to be reckoned with there towards Cubby. And even Baby TZ here, just perfect timing for that spray down. She just really checked her camera, but she knows that Ginny needed help. So when she peeked, she was able to catch the Cypher.
Get out of my way!
It's pretty good for now. Let's see if they can do it again. Very likely. But interestingly enough, Muffin's just relying on her knives. She goes in as an entry, but unfortunately gets swatted down. It's going to be Anko who makes the trade happen. Now they just need to look for the remaining frags, but it's not happening favorably. Not yet anyway. They get taken out. It's down to a 2v1. Ginny got eliminated as well. ABTZ needs to find the headshots. The spike is so far away. Maybe the cyber cage to go in and retrieve it, but then again, with the Phantoms, they can just spray through that thing. And Inari's going to do it. They had Sheriff to start off, but now they have the Phantoms, and this just turned into a Yahoo Thrifty for Alter Ego Celeste.
Yeah, going into that replay, we could see here Tarathiel just holding down the ground, but AE Celeste, in terms of the rotation, they were quick on their feet, and they were able to just really stack up the C site, preparing for that push to counter Mad Army in that situation. And it was all down to Baby TZ. Unfortunately, the spike was too far away from Baby TZ, so it had to be just that case, and they used guns that were bought there by Mad Army.
So it's like free upgrades for Alter Ego Celeste, and that means their economy is looking pretty healthy. Of course, that allows for an area buy up an operator and shut down sewers right now. Anyone who tries to peek into this is going to get punished. Still, though, they are going to push up a long, maybe try to find an opening pick that way. But Inari has already repositioned herself. I mean, look at where she is. At first, she was on A short, completely backs off and goes in towards A link. Who does that? All of a sudden, A seems open for Mad Army. But even if they do go in, they don't have the best weaponry. It's going to be difficult for them. The best that they can hope for is just to get the spike planted. And right now, with all of this information, Alter Ego Celeste have the best possible retake scenario.
Yeah, and Orufio still has that paranoia, and she even has a From the Shadow, so if they really want to secure the win, they need to use the ultimates. But, I mean, given the advantage of the guns that they have right now, they can just go for this push, and it's going to be Ayumi getting that kill, and Orufio as well. No need for utilities, just a smoke, and we'll peek it dry and get the kills.
My God, Alter Ego Celeste, when they have the guns, when they have actually maybe guessed right and done a great job at locking down map control, especially towards a place like A short, maybe even C to some extent, the round becomes theirs to win. I just don't see how Mad Army could have possibly done anything to turn and change the outcome. So that's something that Mad Army actually have to be really, really careful about. But this is where I want to say, Donut, I don't really like what I'm seeing from Mad Army. The rounds where they should be winning, it's not as clean as it should be. And maybe it's because, I don't know, Polly was playing Omen last week. Now she's swapping over to Astra. It's a little bit different.
Yeah, maybe they want the element of surprise, but the element of surprise goes to Muffin peeking against that operator.
Oh my
and
God.
A lot of ultimates really used here towards the C site, but that's not gonna stop them at all, because the team of AE, they're just gonna stay here by this wall.
Oh gosh, but you know what? That doesn't matter. Anko's just going to push up B. She calls it clear, maybe wanting her teammates to rotate over to A, but that's not necessary. Polly pushes up front, they find the frag, the trades happen. Ayumi even trying to do some damage from Garage. It's not going to help them out that much after all. Mad Army, when they're in the swing of the flow of the match, they get those frags and it goes their way.
Yeah, and in terms of really getting those frags, though, it's really Ayumi popping off and assisting the teams and enabling them actually to get those frags, especially as that KO. But it was just really that opening pick off, as you said, that you're not really admiring the push here of Mad Army. Just Muffin just takes control and takes away that operator, but Inari doesn't miss the second time. She gets a kill against Anko.
A sudden aggressive push towards mid as well, and it's another operator by Mad Army. All of a sudden have no choice but to respect this. Do they still want to peek out mid? Of course, they spend 1 star just to kind of hit an area a little, but it doesn't do that much. I mean, she just sustains it, and now she repositions herself. Mad Army, maybe slowly creeping up in towards A. They try to find something, but they've been spotted out because of Aureophilias from the shadows. Yes, that is another way that you could use that ultimate, and that is to gain info. And right now, Mad Army, Baby TZ lurking in towards B, actually able to find another player. They could do so much off of this. They don't have to commit towards A, and that's why they're rotating off the map right now, and I like this.
Yeah, and it's just gonna be Ginny just throwing in that recon bolt to try and sell a fake, but it's gonna be kills here in favor of Mad Army. And now as the rotations are coming in, there's gonna be just 2 remaining for AE.
30 seconds left.
And it's gonna
Last
be...
player
Are
standing.
they gonna meet here? Mr. Rathiel is gonna get that 1 kill and use that neural theft to figure out where the rest of the members are. It's gonna be not a doable situation, so she'll just opt to save this operator.
Yeah, I think that's... She wants to keep that for Inari in the next round because that has been instrumental in some of the opening picks that Alter Ego Celeste gets. Right now, even for the exit frags, that thing is so deadly that Mad Army, I don't think they can hunt her down. They have no choice but to play a little bit more safe, a little bit more careful. They're pinging out on the map to kind of possibly call out her position, but unless they peek it together as a team, unless they kind of bait out an opening shot, I don't think they'll get it. So, you know, playing it safe for now, just not even hunting.
Yeah, I mean, in the map of mine, we said that earlier that they're a little bit controlled, and they really want to be careful about these peaks. But I mean, Anko did try to wide peak, but Inari just had the fastest reflex to get that kill.
She's so good on that thing. Imagine if Inari plays Chamber. Oh my god, different game. Possible new agent composition for Alter Ego Celeste, but we'll have to see it. Maybe next year. But for now, she still has the operator. Her teammates, though, sheriffs.
Yeah. I mean, the save for this operator, she has to make a play here out by mid, but she's not necessarily... I mean, with the position, though, I think it's gonna be just a recon bolt to be assisted here by the Sova, but she's not gonna spot anybody just yet. She senses a little bit of danger, and danger will knock. It's gonna be Anko getting the kill, and no more operator into play now for the team of Alter Ego Celeste.
Yeah, knock knock, who's there? It's Danger, and right now Danger has another name. It could be Baby TZ, it could be Muffin, it could be Anko, but it's gonna be Aureophilia for the start at the very least. Then the trades come in. Of course, that firefight favors Mad Army because they have the guns. Tarathiel will not be able to hold her ground, so unfortunately C-Site does go to MA. Yumi, though, just holding the angles, a simple micro flick, and she will collect Ginny's head. There's 2 more targets, though. Can she find them? Unfortunately, walking into her garage that slow, Anko already spots her shoulder, so an easy shot to clean things up. And if I'm not wrong, Mad Army actually pick up on that operator.
I think Anko dropped it once she got the shot. She did drop it in exchange for the Vandal, which she was using earlier.
Yeah, I think that's what she did too. Maybe it's not something that they prefer, so it's gonna be full Vandals.
Yeah, they don't want to give it for free to Inari, right?
True, that is a very good point. Don't want to give that. But you know what? Inari's going back with Vandal. This time it's Aureophilia with an operator. That's interesting.
Yeah, they passed it down to Aureophilia. Inari was able to take these shots and take these kills, but for the past few rounds, I think it's better if maybe an anchor or a controller is able to take in that operator. Although Aureophilia will show a little bit of warning shots, but so Anko here just really repositions, and she'll be ready again with that flank. Anko in the perfect position, but it's gonna be a Yumi here in this A site.
That's
getting that first kill.
The thing about Anko's positioning is that lurking position only works if the A hit is good. It wasn't, so her moving around in towards B just kind of alerts Alter Ego Celeste. So unfortunately for Mad Army, 4 players getting taken out. It's all up to Ginny once more. Lone survivor. And she starts things off with 1 headshot in towards Inari. Tried to dash away, but Ginny's still gonna get you. Now, Alter Ego Celeste are thinking she could be around B. That's where the kill happened.
30
she
seconds
could also
left.
rotate. There's so much time, so much space that they need to play it safe. They have the numbers, so Alter Ego Celeste don't have to move that much. Maybe even just play for the full retake, right? You got 4 players converging onto Jinny's position. Nothing much that she could do there. So let her plant the spike. Ayumi's going to collect on all of this
10 seconds left.
juicy intel.
Spike
Calls out to her
planted.
team. Maybe even going in for a peek. She heard the arrow go off right underneath Heaven. She could actually pull something off here. Calls it out to her teammates. The paranoia comes through. Jinny's gonna go in. Oh my god, what a double spray! Goes in for even more now, but has to play this so carefully. The recon ball is calling everything out. They know that she's trying to go in aggressive, but she's going to get the quadra anyway! Tries to spray it down! Incredible!
Is a win for AE though, because there was a defuse. She was able to get that ace, but the win isn't really theirs to take. But that was such a good attempt by Jinny. Imagine going against 5. She peeks and she outsmarts them all. Jinny getting that double headshot to do that spray down, and fast with that reflexes as well. It was just not in time for her to get the 5th.
Oh my god. Iceberg could have, but a little bit slow, and of course getting off the spike. She has to get off of that animation first, so that's just incredibly well played by Jinny. Even knowing that there could be a player positioned under hell, but whatever it is right now, it's going to be Mad Army going aggressive in towards the C site. They already have garage control, so they're just trying to push in, but off of that, Alter Ego Celeste instantly come in and take their place. The exchange happens, and Alter Ego Celeste come out victorious. So 2 players remaining right now. It's going to be one of them, Baby TZ, pushing in and outside of B. She catches 1 player in the back. And as a Cypher, with her tripwires, her cameras, maybe even Cyber Cage as well, she could be such a strong lurker up on this B site that if the spike does get planted on A, I don't know how, okay, Alter Ego Celeste would actually come in for the retake, but, you know, getting exposed like that, yeah, it's going to hurt. Polly in a 1v2, let's see if she's got this.
Yeah, she doesn't have any stars though to try and hold the spike, but she does have the Vandal at least to use. There's gonna be that gravity well, but doesn't really displace them. She will be mollied off, and she will be killed by a Yumi.
Wow. Really unfortunate. No more stars to work with and no teammate to play off of as well. Just means that Alter Ego Celeste will practically run you down. So Mad Army, even though they have the lead right now, it just got turned into 6 and 5. If they want the best possible chance at winning this map, they need this round. Fortunately, though, they did spend quite a bit in the previous one. No, actually, it was a little bit of a half-ish, so they get to fully buy back in. A Neri with a Judge, though, and she's only 1 point away from her Blade Storm.
Yeah, maybe that's the reason why she opted to buy that Judge instead, but I don't know if that's going to be enough, though. She might get sprayed down here, but the team of Mad Army just gives it to her for free.
That could be very, very scary.
A little bit of a slow start here by Mad Army. They do want to secure the lead. The lead was initially theirs, and they want to take it back. And this push towards A, though, there's going to be a crossfire between Ineri and Iceberg. It's going to be a Judge, though, by Ineri. And Iceberg here, she has that Vandal as well. And she could be aided by a Yumi. Okay, maybe just a use of that suppression to figure out if there are people there, but they use the recon instead.
Oh, that's not good. So much intel, and it seems like they're already committing into this. They're trying to dismantle that crossfire, and so far it's working out beautifully because of Anko going in for the triple right now. And with her Empress, she can get even more. Wants to push in, but the Cyber Cage is stopping her for now. She knows that they're on this other side of the wall, so just holding the angle for the time being. Oh, it gets shut down. The killing spree taken away by Tarathiel. 2v4 though, and it's still a tall order for Alter Ego Celeste. Maybe trying to find a separate angle. Oreophilia doing a little bit of a sneaky beaky. Teleporting right underneath her feet. A little bit of a fake, but it doesn't even matter because Mad Army, they already know this. They're just waiting for them to push into them, and then Police collects It's gonna be 7-5, and this puts Mad Army in a better position for taking away this map in the second half.
Yeah, they started it out so slow, but once the recon bot did such that a sight, they were all out. Anko getting that 2 kill and also expending that Hunter's Fury to get the kills and maybe take a little bit of a displacement for the team of AE Celeste there. They did try, I mean the ladies of AE Celeste, they did try and they didn't back down. But Mad Army going all in there, and it was just a risk, but a risk well taken.
Yeah, I think it paid off, mostly because that setup with a Judge and a Yuumi was mostly for a short. The fact that Anko went around the right side, around a long, it just allows her to basically pick them apart one by one. But whatever it is, she's getting a little bit too inquisitive right now. She's going to eat a bullet from Tarathiel, but thankfully Baby TZ is there to make it an even exchange. Still, though, the push comes in towards A, and with only one more player here to stop that, Muffin won't be able to hold them off for long. Polly comes in to help her out, but damage has been done. It's going to be a little bit of a 9mm bullet from Ariophilia, and right now, 1v2 plus the info from the suppression blade, the 0 point. Maybe TZ has been revealed. Maybe hiding in the purple jelly, a couple of pot shots, but she's not going to be able to find anything for now. And it's even getting slowed down because of that fragment. If she wants to find a favorable duel, she has to weave in and out of the cyber cage. But again, that thing is not solid, and Ariophilia just shoots right through, getting a triple kill on the round. And again, 7-6. Now that they've won this pistol, Alter Ego Celeste could just turn it into a 7-7.
Yeah, this is where maybe the beauty of the KO comes in, because even if you are that anchor of that site, you can't use your utilities to get ready for that defense, right? So I mean, that's going to be one thing that they have to be careful about, because once they are suppressed, they just have to rely on the raw aim. But if 5 people are pushing on towards the side, where do you look? Where do you aim?
Yeah, right. There's just not much that you can do. So it's a very, very strong tool, and we are seeing how Yuumi actually makes use of it, but that's not happening right now. It's just simple trades and gunshots back and forth, in towards mid, in towards C, and somehow Mad Army are not reacting appropriately to this. They don't have the favorable duels, but they forced this round. We have Muffin on a Spectre, maybe it was picked up, but it's still not going to help them out all that much in this retake.
And they're getting spammed through that blueberry smoke, that's gonna be a Yuumi and Ariophilia confirming that they're behind that dark cover, and this is now a 7-7 as you predicted. But in terms of this defense now, Mad Army, they can buy all of the guns that they need. It's just that in terms of really using this KO, will Mad Army be able to respond well? Yes, I know that the arrows can be shot, but I mean, Ayumi's playing it very well with the use of the fragment as well.
Like, that's the thing.
She knows when and where to throw it.
Yes, you can shoot them down, but if they're placed in a position where you can't really get a clear shot on it, it's still gonna go off. Whatever it is, though, Anko is going in for that really fast, aggressive play, just taking one player down, immediately backs off. This might be the bonus round for Alter Ego Celeste, but it's not going to be an easy one after all because of this sudden bursts of aggression from Mad Army. Now they're just holding in case someone pushes up, and in the midst of all that chaos, Muffin actually sneaks up, but it's not quite the off angle that she was hoping for, and in this duel, Tarathiel will be able to burst her down with her Spectre. It's a free weapon upgrade. They might have control over A, but since the spike isn't there, they're reconsidering their options.
Yeah, and if they reconsider C, though, there will be trap wires here, not unless a Yuumi does take control, but the Cypher is so far away from this site. They have an idea that maybe they're going A because Muffin was taken down, but that's gonna be a signal here that they're going towards the C site. Anko can't really use any of her abilities, so even if she takes down one, she won't be able to dismiss. So they have the C site open for free, but it's gonna be Ariophilia running and gunning with that Spectre, catching Anko off guard. And this is now such a winnable situation, that even with this bonus buy and a Yuumi getting that kill as well, and it's going to be just holding down their ground, and Baby TZ getting that kill once the smoke dissipates.
Kind of complimentary. Right now, it's all dependent on whether or not Baby TZ can take a Yumi down. She doesn't! Close range, the Spectre still shreds, and all of a sudden, Ginny alone in that exposed open position allows for Iceberg to come around from the back as well. You know, to start things off, Anko might have been really aggressive to do a lot of nice damage, but again, they're still on the defense. Again, when they have to go in for the retakes, she might have been thinking of stopping the plant, but it's a little bit all too careless to just jump off of garage window that way. Alter Ego Celeste get to continue on with this momentum, and once they get going, it's going to be really difficult to stop them.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. They just won the bonus round against Mad Army, so even firepower can't stop them, utilities can't stop them, then what will? And right now it's going to be an attacking team that's saving, that's on eco, and they need to be able to get the kills. Just Ginny is the one on that Spectre. Oh, sorry, in terms of the defense, Ginny is the one holding that sheriff, so that might be able to get them the kills that they definitely need. An opportunity kill here.
It's, you know, we were thinking about those kills, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna be happening anytime soon for Mad Army. Paulie even spotting out the player. It was almost a skewer, but it's meant to be. Rathio just instantly reacting off of this, and right now, 0 point again. Muffin will not be able to dash away a blind shot, but it's going to be Anko's instead, and it's just a big bloodbath for Mad Army. Alter Ego Celeste are just going in. All of this different pieces of utility just capturing and imprisoning Mad Army, basically. I mean, talk about blueberries. They're macerating them and turning them into blueberry pie filling.
Yeah, and talk about Polly's smoke as well. Since it's purple, it's not anymore a blueberry though.
Oh, what flavor? Grape.
I don't know.
What
but
else?
It does look delicious if it's gonna be quite a display of a food concessionary. But right now, going back to the ball game. Oh, they got blinded, so that dash doesn't really come in, and it's gonna be a Yumi with that ultimate bringing down Anko as well. But Muffin with this operator. I mean, we've been waiting for this moment for her to be using this weapon, so it might be maybe multiple kills for her. Ooh, that barely misses though. But right now, it's going to be a retake here, and Ophelia just really TPing away to safety.
Yeah, reuniting with her team. It kind of bought a little bit of time because Ginny went back to check. Still, though, they've relinquished control over C site, and that allows for Mad Army to push up front. But the question is, will the sprays through the smoke work out beautifully? So far, so good. Muffin trying to lock them down. She's popping her Blade Storm as well, but so far, none of them are connecting. Alter Ego Celeste are playing this so safe, and because they have the advantage of the spike being planted, it's that much more difficult. It's a firing range. They just spray and shoot through this one little narrow corridor, and Mad Army unfortunately suffer yet another loss. I hate to say it, and this is still kind of early, but if Mad Army keep this up, playing the defense this way, we might not see a third map, Donut.
Yeah, I mean, if Polly did not, if Polly wasn't the first one to fall, then it could have been a doable situation because they were just relying on that cloud burst from Muffin. Yes, the Cyber Cage does some work, but if you get sprayed down and there's not enough cover, then it's just unfortunate for that retake.
Oh, did it not see Muffin? It didn't!
I don't think so.
Oh, but no trigger discipline. She fired off, and then Neri just makes it a quick trade. Off of that, Alter Ego Celeste, they know they have the advantage. Opening picks and so many guns on the ground, but Ginny won't be able to touch them. Just playing deathmatch at this point, honestly. 7-11, oh my god.
Yeah, they're closer and closer to that match win. I mean, Mad Army, they had the lead in the first half. It was a 7-5 scoreline. Once the sides have been switched, the pace is really set here now by Alter Ego Celeste with the use of the dark cover in combination with that suppression and as well as all of those utilities that they just threw in that site. They're unstoppable at this point.
Truly, and that's the momentum that they've got right now. All of these economy buys and everything, but Muffin's gonna stop this for now. Quick double kill in towards C Long, locks it out completely. And then Alter Ego Celeste has to pay some respect. No, this is my house. You do not get to come in here and take these wins away from me. Still though, they're playing it slow off of those initial losses. They could recover. I don't want to down Alter Ego Celeste just yet.
And they slow down and they want to pick up the pace for themselves, just as I mentioned earlier. But the A site is locked down. You have Ginny here peeking towards. Oh, she had her recon bolt out, but good thing about that is she was quicker for that jiggle, and it's gonna be Baby TZ shutting down Tarathiel as well, and another headshot towards Iceberg. It's now down to Ineri. We've seen her do her own share of clutches, but it's gonna be a jet battle, and Muffin wins that one.
With the secret lab flawless, no less. Muffin truly doing such a phenomenal job right now. Now that she has her operator and favorable duels, I mean, if the dark cover goes up towards the mouth of C-Long, there is a chance that they're going to peek it. There's a chance that they're going to try to pick up the ult orb, and Muffin knows that, so she exploits it with her updraft. And on the other side as well, it's just Baby TZ playing off of information. I mean, the sudden counter-strafe shot, and then the next one, hearing her footsteps. It's all too telegraphed, and Mad Army might just be able to slow down this momentum, maybe turn it into their own. Still, though, it's too early to say. 8-11, and this could still go into match point because Alter Ego Celeste have built up such a strong economy. Let's see if Muffin...
Right now, Muffin is the one peeking here again. I mean, she was unstoppable with this operator in Tarathiel. Let's check that part of the map, but uses a cyber cage to just escape. Is all of this a ruse? She's just really creeping here towards the site now. But she's gonna be met by Ginny here. Once that smoke dissipates, oh, it's gonna be another layer of blueberry and peanut butter jam here of a smoke. But everything else is happening here in A. It's gonna be a B push. It's gonna be Ineri doing that quick plant towards B.
Okay. Still, though, I think Mad Army are looking for the numbers game here. They've gotten a nice one on towards Tarathiel, but right now, going aggressive, it's going to be Anko. She gets traded. Constantly doing these plays on her own, it could be detrimental for Mad Army. But right now, Cosmic Divide goes up in this spot. And Neri might actually be able to push into this to deny it. Oh, okay, misses, dashes back. She wants to go into deny again, though. Oh no, but they didn't get it halfway. It's gonna be Muffin trying to do even more plays, but it's not gonna work out because of Ineri just playing back and forth with the Cosmic Divide that way. That thing is a double-edged sword.
Yeah, she was just really playing seesaw at that point, and every time that Ineri would peek, she would get a kill. I mean, she did with the Blade Storm, but she just really wanted to be quick about that. But the second that she peeks, the third time she doesn't miss anymore. I mean, that was just a wonderful play. I was really scared. I was just really scared for the team of AE because once that wall is up, it's impenetrable basically. But the way that AE did play that, again, they're outwitting and outsmarting Mad Army.
It's so good. And right now, they've got this null command. They're trying to play off of it, but thankfully, Muffin is there to put a stop to it, along with Anko as well. Immediately shooting down the recon bolt. It's going to be a little bit more difficult, but it doesn't even matter. Iceberg, oh my god, what is this disgusting play? She's just holding down the angles, taking out 3 players in the matter of a second. But then the shock darts rain in, the operator shots as well, and Mad Army stay alive for just one more round. 9-12. Alter Ego Celeste already at match point, and Mad Army need 3 more to push us into overtime.
And in terms of the economy, because they lost that, this is going to be their last buy. I mean, Alter Ego Celeste's last buy. Um, Maybe if ever they do lose this round, they can opt for a broken buy, but they need all of the credits that they can get, right? Against Mad Army if they want to get this win. And against Muffin's Operator, they need more of that firepower, but even maybe the suppression is enough for Muffin. Because that drives her away from Garage.
And a little bit of early intel, but now that the cooldown is gone, she could just go in for a possible peek. But the main thing is that Alter Ego Celeste is collected on a little bit of early intel, so they know to watch out for Garage. And especially with the fact that it is Muffin that shows up on the HUD after all, they know that there's a high chance Operator will be around C or B. So that is why they are rotating in towards A, where, lo and behold, only player on this side is none other than Ginny. Can she actually get the intel? Can she actually slow down the pushes? I don't know. We haven't really seen any Shock Dart lineups from her as well, so she's just going to go for jiggles. Maybe early intel calls it out right now. She has the Harness Fury to stop the plan if she needs to. But here we go, Tarathiel trying to pull off a bit of a flank. It's not going to happen. Shut down by Polly. Spike not planted just yet, and they haven't even tapped it, but here they go, and Ginny is going to pop up the Hunter's Fury. Oh, it collects! It's a nice way to start things off. Counter Hunter's Fury kind of from Iceberg. She's immediately rotating back towards Ginny's position, but unfortunately in all that time, Anko and Polly push up front. All that's left is going to be Iceberg. She finds another frag, but Ginny has already spotted her out from her heaven position, spraying through. It's going to be Mad Army coming back into the game. 10 to 12, 2 more rounds is all they need.
Yeah, the composure here by Ginny. She didn't really want to overpeak. She just really wanted to wait. And she used all of her utility. Actually, Ophelia got low because of all of the shock darts that she threw where the default plant was supposed to be. But given that situation, she had maybe an idea that I maybe tagged her, maybe half of her HP. And when she used that Hunter's Fury, she was able to shut down that plant. And these are the decisions that we admire Ginny for.
Really cool, calm, and composed. It works out nicely. But here's the thing. That was pretty expensive in terms of economy. Muffin spent hers as well. And I don't really like that. That means that if they want to, you know, I think their ultimates are their best chances at winning these rounds. And right now, without them, it's going to be Alter Ego Celeste City. I mean, their frags are coming out huge. 2 already to start things off, weakening the defense by that much. No way you hold these 5 entries anymore. And Mad Army are just kind of lost, thinking that, is it going to be a push on B? No, they're actually rotating towards C. So they walk in. Muffin gets a little bit curious, whiffs her first shot, dashes away, but I don't think she's going to stay alive for too long right now. That's right, Ayumi walks up front and just puts her full of bullets. 2 players remaining, and no, that turns that into 1. Tarathiel with the lurk in towards Garage. It's just working out for Alter Ego Celeste. 13-10, Donut. 13-10. We don't get to see that map 3, and I think this says it all. Alter Ego Celeste are still that strong.
Yeah, they were very strong in terms of the decision making that they made in terms of the map. Yes, for both Bind and Haven, how they were able to just think quickly how we would make this unfavorable situation favorable is just really admirable for the team of
Alter Ego?
for the team of AE Celeste.
Yeah, they're really. I mean, we're seeing it happen on our screens. The way that they actually make quick adaptive plays and pushes, and I think this is also kind of the difference between these 2 teams. Mad Army, they have been kind of playing together for a while. They're not like this new team that came out of nowhere. They used to be under Oasis Gaming, but there has been a bit of a reformation of sorts. You know, Ginny is actually one of their newer additions. Even though she is really experienced, all those girls maybe not as experienced, you know, in terms of synergy, in terms of playing together as a team. So in that sense, they might not be too familiar with each other's tendencies, and that is why, you know, they also have mentioned that they don't have an IGL, no real shot caller. It's just kind of teammates suggesting things and then them playing off of that. So when they push up front without a proper or clear, concise plan, they kind of get picked off. On the other hand, Alter Ego Celeste, they are the ones that have been playing since basically ever since Valorant came out. They know each other so well. They have Tarathio, who's just doing such a good job. It's really difficult to topple those queens.
Yeah, and they're really the queens of FSL. They may be defeated in other tournaments, but here they're pretty consistent in terms of our stats, right? We assess that Haven might be shaky for them, but it wasn't. It was them shaking Mad Army to the ground, and that has been it for the series. We expected it to be we expected map number 3, but it's not anymore. So this is going to be the end of the series. But before anything else, of course, we would like to thank our sponsors for making this possible. So thank you so much to our clutch sponsor, Nanoleaf. So if you would want to check out the promos, just type !Nanoleaf on the comment section of the Twitch page. And as well as we have a secret lab chair giveaway. So the codes will be shown on the stream after each of the series. So just don't go yet.
Got the money in the bank. Hit you with the bang. Hit you with the 808. Hit you with the 808. Bang to the break. Bang to the break. Bang to the break. Bang, 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 bang. I'm a boss and you know that I'm finna shine. Got the money in the bank. Got the money in the bank. Got the money in the bank. Bank, 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 bank. Got the money in the bank. Hit you with the 808. Hit you with the Hit you with the bang. Hit you with the
operator as well by Heaven. It's gonna be a spray down here by
remaining.
Polly. She gets
Spike
3
down
with just
A.
that piece.
Buys a bit extra time, but maybe TZ wants to take that down. She pushes up front along with a teammate, but Iceberg, what is this? The double spray! She takes them down regardless. Muffin goes for the trade. Then she gets...
Yeah, and Anko is going to be here. She is out for that sacrifice. She's down to 48 HP because all of the utilities of that Killjoy, but at least there's going to be that trade here. Ginny and Baby TZ make it happen, but right now, Paul in that space that they need. All the team of Mad Army has to do is give them the space, not unless Ginny makes it happen for them. There's going to be...
upgrade though, so still have to work with the Spectres and the shotguns that they've got. Close range will work out beautifully. It's gonna be the teamwork push, double peeking from Octave to break through. Right now they're trying to go past Showers regardless. It's gonna be Trade City right here though, because Inari has set up her turret in this one spot. She's going full turret mode. Now she's looking for the last one. Instant headshot, and then a in towards B. So all it comes down to is a matter of time. They push past this. It's going to be Iceberg that sprays them down. For Mad Army, 4 players getting taken out. It's all up to Ginny once more. Lone survivor. And she starts things off with one headshot in towards Inari. Tried to dash away, but Ginny's still going to get you. Now, Alter Ego Celeste are thinking she could be around B. That's where the kill happened. She could also rotate. There's so much time, so much space that they need to play it safe. They have the numbers, so Alter Ego Celeste don't have to move that much. Maybe even just play for the full retake, right? You got 4 players converging onto Ginny's position. Nothing much that she could do there. So let her plant the spike. Ayumi's going to collect on all of this juicy intel. Calls out to her team. Maybe even going in for a peek. She heard the arrow go off right underneath Heaven. She could actually pull something off here. Calls it out to her teammates. The paranoia comes through. Ginny's gonna go in! Oh my god, what a double spray! Goes in for even more now, but has to play this so carefully. The recon ball is calling everything out. They know that she's trying to go in aggressive, but she's going to get the Quadra anyway! Tries to spray it down! And Neri might actually be able to push into this to deny it. Oh, okay, misses, dashes back. She wants to go into deny again though. Oh no, but they didn't get it halfway. It's gonna be Muffin trying to do even more plays, but it's not gonna.
That girl.
Alter Ego Celeste with yet another victory here, proving that they are still the reigning queens for a reason. Undefeated they go. And you're joining us here on the panel. My name is Illustrato, going to help you guys break it down alongside me, Jaeger, and hey, I'm Quack. Your panel here today, so let's begin to dissect we just saw before our eyes right there. Jaeger, I'm going to start with you, man. Very close game that we saw in that last one. It came down to the wire. Mad Army on the verge of making a comeback, but it just slipped away at the very last.
Yeah, I mean, at the very end, I saw it throughout the entire series, right? It was a lot of chaotic fights, a lot of fights that shouldn't have happened, a lot of fights that did happen, and I mean, they got as close as they could, right? Mad Army, they really fought tooth and nail to get as close as they could. You can see right there, 13-8. It took them a little bit longer on that first map, and I mean, just with the map picks as well, right? Just from the very start, this felt like it was going to be a difficult series for Mad Army, and Celeste, well, they didn't disappoint, and we expected to go to that third map, but we didn't get that far, did we? After that Haven map, the way they were playing, the way they were adapting to the style from Mad Army. Actually, I'm also thinking of the fact that Mad Army had a lot of late rotates and didn't really have too much map control, so they didn't really have the information to bounce off of in a lot of these opportunities they had on their defending side. And on their attacking side, you know, it's just unfortunate.
It really is. I mean, just take a look at this. Even on map 2, they tried everything they could. Ginny had that incredible 1v5, but at the end, despite seeming like they were starting to make a comeback, the fact that Alter Ego Celeste already pushed themselves in towards match point, and at the same time, everything just going their way, it starts to crumble and fall apart for Mad Army. Alter Ego Celeste, these girls are really just that good. I mean, look at the stats. Even with damage and headshot percentage favoring Mad Army, Alter Ego Celeste win out in terms of frag wins and objective wins. So many of those, especially on Haven. I love the agent composition. It's done because of some fights initiated by Ayumi's KO plays.
Absolutely. Go ahead,
ahead,
Jace.
Jared. That's fine. It's go ahead. It's fine.
Okay. Well, if you're gonna be so coy about it, I might as well. Now, we are here going to continue on with the discussion and try to stop Jace from flirting with me. But we are now getting closer to the interview, so we do have to pull in Tarathiel. We got a chance to have a word with her, and so welcome to the desk, Tarathiel. Big
Hello.
congratulations on your win. Another amazing win for you guys. How are you feeling right now after that one?
I'm feeling very happy because like we lost to them right before once, and then now we were able to take it back to 0. It's very satisfying for me.
So how did that happen? Like you lost to them before in a previous tournament somewhere else, but what was it going? What was it like? Like how did you prepare to face them again? Did you just review your VODs and change some things? Or
They're very good at big maps like Icebox and Breeze, so we decided to just ban them and hope to play the smaller maps so we can control the alert easier.
yeah, they decided to actually play against you on Bind when you have 100% win rate on it, much like the other maps. How did it feel when you actually got Bind and Split and like Haven? It seemed like the map draft went your way completely.
Uh, I was happy that they picked Haven instead of Icebox, to be honest. But we already know that they're going to ban our split, so we took them to our bind.
All right. Well, here we go. Last question before I let you go. How are you feeling going to the grand finals? Feeling confident? You know who the competition is, and how are you feeling about it?
I'm feeling really excited about tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think we're going to play best of 5, right?
Yeah.
And I think we're going to see a lot more from us. I think we haven't played Ascend yet. We haven't played Fracture yet, so I think we're going to play that tomorrow, maybe.
Oh, spoilers! We might see Fracture tomorrow. You heard it from Tarathiel herself. Thank you for joining us on the panel, and enjoy your victory, and good luck tomorrow in the grand final.
Thank you.
Well, there you heard it from Tarathiel herself, an amazing player, of course, from Alter Ego Celeste. They go to the grand final. They're going to be the first team straight to it, the Titans, and absolutely the favorites here in this tournament. So